Awesome. Thank you all for hopping on. I'm going to go ahead and get started because we're at 11:01 ish, and Hunter is going to record. I do have a Canva presentation that I'm going to be sharing on the screen. It's been a while since I've done this, so bear with me while I find the right tab, and we will get started. Okay, so hopefully you all can see that. I'm going to put it in presentation mode. All right, so I am in love with internet marketing and online marketing. So this is like some of my favorite stuff to talk about. I'm not going to make this, an hour presentation, but I just wanted to inspire you with this so that you can think of ways to market your business online that are not always apartment centric. So, first, I want to give you just a little bit of information about me because there are some new team members. My name is Bianca Roberts. I have been a licensed and my daughter to the right. My son is about to start his freshman year in college, and my daughter is on her way to her second year in college. And so I love my kiddos to death. And when I found apartment locating, I was like, this is so amazing because I can do this type of business from home. So I also am a real estate marketing coach, basically coach real estate agents outside of what I do here at TAE who they pay me hourly sometimes to consult with them. But I do a lot of stuff on social media because I am no longer afraid of social media like I was back in the day. This has also led me to become a real estate course creator as well. So I have a couple of courses that I share on social media just about marketing yourself, lead generation, all that good stuff. So since I've been basically licensed, I should say, since 2004, I inadvertently became a coach and a mentor in 2006 when I was only like licensed about a year and a half at that point because the brokerage that I was with was called Zip Realty. And the broker there was having a lot of issues with her personal life. And so she was unable to be available to the agents. So, next thing you know, I'm barely out of what I feel real estate school myself. And all of these agents started to reach out to me. And this is where I kind of fell in love, so to speak, with mentoring, coaching, and helping real estate agents. So it's been a very long journey for me to kind of get to where I am now. And one of the things I wanted to share with you before I get started with some more deep information about how you can market, I noticed that I get comments and sometimes I take screenshots of this. And this is one of the comments that kind of really, I guess, fired me up to do this presentation. Now, this is a comment on a video that I made almost 6 months ago. And it says, I wish y'all would have integrity and stop trying to get everyone to talk to you. Just share the place. Guarantee you get more business with some integrity. So, the backstory with this comment, and I do know that sometimes people comment as trolls online, but the backstory of this comment is a video that I made 6 months ago, and it was an apartment. And the reason why I picked this particular apartment is because I really liked the visual on it. I did not physically go myself to take a video of this apartment, but I saw it from some apartment community, and that's a little side hack. I won't go deep into that, but I quote unquote borrowed it from an apartment, and I just loved the way that it looked. It was a very smooth video. It was advertising an apartment out in Dallas. I do not post a lot of videos of apartments, but I just was attracted to that one. I said, let me just throw it up on my social media, and I never thought much of it. I constantly get people asking questions about that particular video, either on the video itself or in my inbox. So this person is expressing her, what I call annoyance or disdain with people that are in the apartment locating business because she wants us to go ahead and put out the names of the apartments. I'm not going to tell you to do that. But a little bit of her frustration is kind of what led me to kind of dive into this topic a little bit more. I actually made a video on YouTube about the way most people market in real estate and who are apartment locators. Most people will lead with the product. And when you lead with the product, which in our instance would be apartments, that's what we think. We're in real estate, we're going to lead with the product. Consumers get frustrated with this because they're like, why are you dangling this in front of me so I can contact you? Honestly, that is my least favorite way to market online. I really, really hate putting up photos, putting up videos of apartments and having people interact, because all their comments are always like, where is it? I just want to know where it is. Or, what's the special? Or do they take bad credit? All of these questions. And it's very frustrating to people, I think, who market in that way. And it's frustrating to the people who are interacting with that kind of stuff because they just want the information. That's also why I believe that those type of leads or inquiries are low quality, because you're leading with the product and all they want to know is just give me the information where it's at so I can go and get it myself. Or if they're already working with a real estate agent, they're like, I just want to get this information so that I can go ahead and move on with my life. They did not interact with you because they want to be a lead for you. So that's a very touchy subject with some people. It's very old school. It kind of it's just the way it's always been done. That's the best way I could describe it. I'm going to share with you one more comment that's similar to this. And again, for the one I was just sharing with you, I'm not telling you that the solution is to go ahead and post part apartments where they're located and their prices, because obviously that's not going to get us any business. But here's another comment. This was not on one of my videos. This is actually someone's information that I just happened to be following on Facebook. And it actually tickled me. So I wanted to share this with you too. It says, I don't know who needs to hear this, but selling real estate isn't a personality trait. Hit dogs holla. So, of course, someone below it says, I am dying for you to expand on this. And this guy says, every post don't gotta be about a house. I didn't say the grammar is going to be great. It says every pic ain't got to be you in a model home. We don't need long rants over renting versus buying. You don't got to go to gym. I think he meant to the gym and make up a story about how you sold the house at the gym. You don't got to get headshots every 2 weeks. You don't got to start pretending you're I think he means real estate mogul. You don't got to show us every damn listing. Like, we get it. And then the last little comment on this says, and this is the personality I pictured. Hashtag we do not care. So I'm sharing that with you again, is because overall, what they're saying is they're sick of real estate agents always posting pictures of properties, pretending like they got all this business going on, posting just listed, things like that. I actually talk about this a lot on social media, and I have been trying to, what I would say, inspire people who are in the real estate industry to do more than post pictures of properties, because consumers are tired of it. But it's also anybody who can fog up a mirror can post a picture of a property. There's nothing valuable about that. You're not solving anyone's problems by doing that. People can pull up apartments.com on their own and browse properties. They can go to realtor.com and browse properties. So the reason I'm spending so much time on this is because I want you to think about, well, what in the world would you post if someone stood in front of you today and said, I'm forcing you to post something on your social media that is not the interior of a property? So I really kind of drove home this point, I think, at this, on this slide, because again, I get it. They're saying we're sick of seeing you all posting about properties all the time. We're sick of seeing you doing glamour shots and AI photos every 2 weeks. That is not helpful for them. And in marketing world, that's called awareness. So you're constantly giving them the awareness that you're a real estate agent. So I'm going to challenge you to do more than just constantly giving awareness that you're a real estate agent. So I'm going to move on from that. So the way that I am able to market online, the thing that I think is the fastest and quickest way is video. So I said video is queen on this slide. Typically, when I'm making video content, it kind of falls into these three buckets. I like to make people laugh, so I do humorous content. I do education infotainment, and I'm going to show you some examples of that over on these next couple of slides. And sometimes I do stuff that I call is pretty, controversial. So what in the world does all this have to do with leads? So video brings me leads. And this is a screenshot of my own, my customer relationship manager. So what's today? Today is the 17th. So I took this live screenshot. Over the last 2 years, I've collected over 2,100 leads from social media based on some slides that I'm going to show you with all this content. Long story short, it's all video based. The last 30 days, according to my customer relationship manager, I've collected 131 leads. For those of you real analytical green personality types, that does not mean that I'm talking to 131 people. What that means is I put out video content. That content gets people's eyeballs onto what I'm doing, and then they put their information in on my page that I have set up to become a lead. So they're just basically raising their hand saying, Bianca, I want to have you get in contact with me. I'm in this business long term, so I don't need to talk to 131 people every month. What I do is I nurture those people on the back end for a while until they're ready for me to help them move. Just wanted to put that into perspective. Views and videos and followers, all that stuff is cool, but I don't really care about those things so much. It's more, are these leads coming in? And over time, if you get this skill under your belt and you start seeing that, hey, video is queen and it brings me leads, you will continue to do it. So go to my next slide here. So this is an example of one of my first TikToks where I just put up a TikTok video. Again, if you're a green personality and you're like, do I have to be on TikTok? I'm going to just say no. You don't have to be on TikTok. You can be wherever in the heck you like to hang out on social media. But I'm just giving you these as an example because I accidentally have gone viral like once a quarter on TikTok. And I just know that most of this business building that I've had and this explosion over the last 2 years is all based upon me doing video work on TikTok. It basically was only because I put up a couple of things on Facebook, like I used a Snapchat filter, and Facebook banned me for like 30 to 60 days because I put this butterfly filter over my head. And I just happened to go over to TikTok, and the next thing you know, my business blew up, and I said, well, maybe I'll hang out on TikTok a little bit longer. So it came out to be something kind of good that Facebook kicked me off for a bit. So anyway, I didn't know anything about TikTok. I thought it was for teenagers. I thought you're supposed to be dancing. And I even told my boyfriend that I don't know if I'm supposed to be over on TikTok. So I just put out this first video, and I basically wasn't even using my voice. And it says, when you try to market to everybody. So I was just making fun of how everybody gets online and they just try to say, well, my product is for everyone, or I'm trying to market to everyone. The numbers that I really kind of focus on now that I know how TikTok works are my views, how many times the thing has been shared and how many times it has been saved. So this particular um TikTok, it just did a couple of views and I went on about my life trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to do next? The next video, June 10th, 2021, is kind of when I realized that my paperwork was about to be processed with TAE. And I said, let me start marketing about apartments. This video is what I consider to be the thing that set my business on fire. And I almost feel like I'm still riding the wave of these leads 2 years later. So this got 207,000 views. It was shared 695 times and it was saved 1,286 times. I really was not expecting this video to take off. But the reason I believe this video took off is number one, I'm just saying in the video, not even using my own voice, that I can help people with some of the issues that we call second chance in this market. And a second chance is someone who's had a broken lease or an eviction, they have imperfect credit. I was able to just get on camera, put up some words above my head that weren't even using my voice. And I was outlining what issues someone would have if they were thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to get an apartment again. I don't know if I can get an apartment again. I was pointing to the issues that second chance people will have. Because when I talked to Hunter and I came on with the team, he asked me, are you okay with working with people who are second chance? I didn't even know what second chance meant. But once he explained that to me, I was like, oh, okay, I got it. So I put on the screen, hey, second chance people, I can help you. And that video took off. From there, I continued to poke at the same thing. It sounds redundant, it sounds boring, but over and over again, I post videos that are for that particular audience. So I've technically branded myself as the second chance lady over on TikTok. This one says, I can't get another apartment with a broken lease or eviction. And again, I use someone else's voice and it says, who said that? That's pretty much it. It has 52,000 views on it as when I checked this morning. It's been shared 85 times and it's been saved 188 times. Same thing with this. I was not expecting this thing to get 300,000 views on it. I didn't even use my voice. I was making fun of how landlords want a certain amount of money, but their apartments are not really updated. It's been shared 235 times and saved 699 times. Again, these numbers mean a little bit more to me than views. I mean, views are cool because they do bring me more leads. But when you look at shares and saves, people are basically reminding themselves to go back to this content. None of this is apartments. It's just me on screen pointing to words saying, hey, I agree with you. What I could say, empathize with you because I understand how high rents are. And these apartments have the nerve to be outdated. So I'm just poking at some of the stuff that I would say is controversial. Some people thought this was funny. I didn't really think it's all that funny. But again, this is not a picture of an apartment. It's not the interior of an apartment. This one, again, I was not expecting to get 220,000 views on this, but all I was doing was poking at the fact that people have multiple issues. And believe it or not, a lot of people ask me, well, where is the $700 a month apartment that accepts broken leases and felonies? That's 3 bedrooms. Again, I was just making fun, but 440 people shared it and it was saved 798 times. This is how you get people to keep coming back to your content and considering it either to be hilarious, funny, or helpful. Again, none of this is apartment interiors. This one, I was definitely poking at property taxes and I was trying to be controversial on purpose. This has been shared 2,641 times, saved 935 times. Again, this is not a big studio production. I just had been thinking about making a video about property taxes for a couple of months. The idea was kind of turning around in my head. And I said, you know what? Nobody really talks about property taxes. And I am, in my personal life, a property tax shopper, which means that when I go and visit builders, I go and ask them, what's the property tax rate here? Because we have very high property taxes here in Texas. I know a lot of people weren't aware of that. By the way, they just had some legislation that was passed to lower the property taxes. So this thing was controversial and informative all in one. Lots of people made comments on this about how they would never move to Texas. I really just fired some people up. I had people messaging me on Instagram about this. Like, again, I sit back because I like online marketing and internet marketing, and I think of ways to be helpful and funny without always posting pictures of apartments, because anybody who can fog up a mirror can post a picture of a property. There's nothing special about that at all. This is another one where I was basically helping answer questions about which apartments accept broken leases and evictions. So I talk in this particular video, but I share my screen. I don't really show my face after this one little clip. So this is like a little musical clip, and then I move on. A lot of people over the last 18 months that I have met with have told me, oh, I'm an introvert. I can't get on camera. I'm scared, this, that, and the other. I'm going to tell you, in my real life, I'm an introvert as well. But the reason why I'm able to do videos, to be 100% honest, most of the time I do videos when there's nobody in my house, because I feel self-conscious making videos where people are in earshot or they can like see me, so to speak. So I'm not going to let you use the excuse that you are an introvert. I am the biggest introvert, but I push myself to do these videos because I know they're better and helpful, compared to what 95% of apartment locators do, which is constantly post pictures of apartments. This one is shared 25 times and it's saved 167 times. The shares and the views matter for the platform, of course. So if your content is constantly being saved and shared and viewed, then obviously it's going to keep getting pushed up on whatever platform you decide to post on. This is another one. All I said on here is me. One word. There's a little song, and at the end of it, it says me, and the words on the screen says, who's willing to work with second chance apartment clients? It's got 10,000 views on it, shared 18 times, and saved 79 times. I have branded myself in the second chance market. Ask me if I would do it again, maybe, maybe not. But this particular market really is hungry for information and for help. And I just stay there in that, what I say, pool. I just play in that playground. And it does really well to get me leads. Here's another one. Now, because I have so much experience in new construction, I've been in new construction for 10 years, basically. I knew this video was going to basically do a lot of numbers, but that wasn't why I was doing it, so to speak. I just felt inspired this morning. If you can tell, I'm actually in my robe. My grandma bought me like I don't know, 10 years ago, this old ratty robe that my grandma bought me. And I just opened up my phone and made a video about when you should buy new construction. This thing has been shared 9,000 times and it's been saved 12,000 times. I'm just being helpful and giving people the knowledge that I have in my brain about how real estate works, giving out information about new construction, who wants to work with broken leases. Again, none of these are pictures of apartments or inside of them. Do I post videos and pictures of apartments? Yes, because when I started this whole thing, I was showing you a comment someone made about a video of an apartment that I made 6 months ago. I'm going to give you my formula. I say 80% of the time, your content should be something other than interior pictures of apartments. That's my formula. 20% of the time, go ahead and sprinkle an apartment here or there. This one is another one that I wanted to show you so you know that I'm for real. I do post interiors of apartments, but believe it or not, this particular video I didn't get on screen. I just did a voiceover and I never talked about the apartment itself. I started talking about my experience. It says I specialize in helping people who have a second chance issue, 16,000 views on it, shared 71 times, and saved 240 times. So maybe you're going to test out in the beginning. Maybe you're super scared of being on camera. You could do a voiceover video, put some words on the screen, and give some tips. They get to see the interior of an apartment, but you're also basically giving tips. You're talking about something other than, hey, look at this property and the floor and the toilet and all that junk. This one, I basically was poking fun at how much $100,000 would stretch in our market in Texas, because I do talk to a lot of people that are moving from other states. I figured this would do a couple of views or whatever. I didn't think it would be all of that, but a lot of people make comments in the bottom of it. You know, again, I try to be controversial, so to speak, sometimes because I know that will get more views, which will give me more leads. It's been shared 159 times and it's been saved 42 times. Also, I wanted to show you that my process or my formula, it does basically give me more followers, but I don't want to get caught up so much in the follower number, because the thing about it is, though, this is what I call vanity numbers. When you're looking at what you're doing on social media, it's cool to have followers, but to put this more into perspective, how much followers don't really mean that much, is I'm showing my progression from August of 2021. I had 9,065 followers. I had a couple of videos go viral in a month. Next thing you know, I have 11,000 followers, and then 18,000 followers. And then this next slide, I'm going to show you kind of a bump again. From the 2nd to the 3rd of October, I went from 23,000 and basically one day to 26,000 the next day, 3,000 new followers. The reason why I'm showing you these numbers is because today I have 32,000 followers on TikTok, but the point of it is, out of 32,000 followers, if we say 95% of my leads in my business comes from TikTok, I've only gotten 2,000 leads from this follower account. So that's why I'm sharing with you that the follower count is cool, but again, it's a vanity number. I'm basically more focused on what kind of content would I put out that is other than interior apartments that will drive eyeballs to become a lead for me. So again, if you put that in perspective, out of 32,000 followers, I've only grabbed technically 2,000 leads from my social media. So don't get caught up in the numbers, so to speak. Focus more on what you could post instead of interiors of apartments? How can you be helpful to your audience? Again, video is queen. What I have also decided to do for you is I created a PDF with 35 video ideas that you could use to get your, I guess, your juices flowing. So you can start thinking about what else you could post beside hiding behind the camera and putting up pictures of properties. So that is pretty much all I want to share with you in terms of the PDF. It's a Google PDF. Uh, I highlighted some of the things that I've technically sort of done, but not, specific titles. The benefits of renting versus buying a home. I actually put up a video of clip of someone else talking about how basically renting is not as bad as some people say it is, because typically when you're in real estate, you kind of bully people. So I put this highlighted here is basically because some of these things I hadn't even thought that I've already done. And so I highlighted some of the things that I've already done, but basically they're not formally titled like this. But all the content that I do, long story short, is all about trying to help a specific audience, point to some issues that they may be having, and not lean so much into just posting pictures of properties. I know this may not be inspiring to some people. You're just going to go right back to doing what you're doing, which is always posting pictures of apartments. But I want you to feel like you're going to be in this business long term and to stretch yourself. Don't say you're an introvert and you can't do this, and just consider doing something other than what 95% of other people do. So I hope that was helpful. If y'all want a copy of this spread, this little cheat sheet or whatever,